What's up, Charlotte? My name is Nash Kassam, and in this video I am going to show you how you are going to acquire more than 400 new patients in the next 2 years. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you that I've conducted a bunch of keyword research for Charlotte. In my opinion, Charlotte has the most opportunity out of any city in the United States. So it's one of 6 cities that we've really targeted. And as you can see here, we can buy clicks for $5, $7, $9, etc. I did a little bit of math, and we can average it out to about $7.50 for general keywords at the high end, and about $12.50 for cosmetic keywords on the high end. So as you can see here, I've built what's called a conversion funnel, and what we can do is we can set a budget for cosmetic keywords and for general keywords for Google AdWords, which is pay-per-click, and then we can also set a budget for cosmetic SEO and general SEO. And as you can see, over the course of 2 years, we can actually forecast how many new patients you're going to get. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. We're going to go into this in a little bit more detail, but I want to show you the results first, because it's important that you see this is mathematically calculated and it's not just coming out of thin air. But at the end of the first year, you're going to see 50 new cosmetic patients and 100 new general patients. At the end of the second year, you're going to see 89 new cosmetic patients and 196 general patients. This means that over the course of 2 years, you're going to see 436 new patients total. Now, if you take an average value of a new cosmetic patient to be worth $3,000, which I think we can both agree is pretty low, they're probably worth more than that, and the average value of a general patient to be worth $1,500, so this includes referrals as well as if they need any additional work or emergency care, $1,500 is pretty reasonable. You can see that within the first 2 years, you are going to generate an excess of $800,000. Okay, so these numbers are not just made out of thin air. This is based on a conversion funnel that works very, very well for all of my customers. Now, I want to jump quickly into a couple quick questions that I want you to ask yourself. The first question is if I gave you 600 qualified, so people who are motivated and near your business, so 600 qualified leads in the next 2 years, how many of those leads would your receptionist convert into new patients? Okay, so I just want you to think, if I were to give you 600 leads, how many would you be able to turn into new patients? For most offices, it's between 50% and 66% if you get a good qualified lead. Secondly, I want you to consider what is the lifetime value of a new patient at your office. So how much money are people spending there over the course of their lifetime? I want you to consider repeat visits, cosmetic upsales, referrals, reviews, etc. Most consultants use the figure $10,000. I've seen consultants use $20,000 and more. So just depending on how well you are able to leverage your customers will determine what the lifetime value of a new patient is to your office. Now, in the in the Excel spreadsheet I showed you how I was going to help you generate more than $800,000 of revenue in the next 2 years. So if you pay yourself like an associate, and if you're able to take about 35% of that is $300,000 of profit, I want you to think, what would you do with $300,000 in your pocket? How would that change your life? Now, the last question I'm going to ask you to answer is, how much would you invest for 600 qualified leads or an extra $800,000 of revenue? Now, if you're thinking you wouldn't spend that much for $800,000, I want you to think where you're wasting your money right now. Because we all know that print doesn't work. We all know that TV and radio don't work very well. My question is do you know what the acquisition cost is of a new customer? And do you know what your current marketing initiatives are delivered? So I want you to think about where you're wasting money, and then think about how much you would feel comfortable investing to generate $800,000 of short-term revenue, and I think it was somewhere like $4.3 million of lifetime revenue. Okay, let me quickly go to the next slide here, which is understanding your sales funnel. This is just important to go over this just so you guys understand how that spreadsheet works before I dive into it into a little bit more volume. So when we try to forecast how many new patients we're going to get your office, we need to know first and foremost how many people are searching for keywords on Google. Next, we need to know how many of those clicks we can get. Additionally, we need to know the cost per click. So this is basically how much does it take, how much does it cost to get someone to your website, right? The next part of a conversion funnel is understanding how many of the people who get to your website actually call the office or send you an email. So using very, very conservative numbers, let's assume that 60% of people who get to your website stay engaged. So 40% of people leave, 60% of people stay. Of those 60%, let's say our website does a good job and converts 35% of those to the contact page. So they're interested in your product or service and now they want to learn a little bit more about your location, hours of operation, things of that nature. And let's say we get to 35%. Again, these are conservative numbers that I'm going to use in the spreadsheet because I want to manage your expectations. Next, we need to assume that 50%, so about half of the people who get to the contact page are going to actually contact your office. This is the big one right here for me. If I give you a lead, I need you to think about how many of those leads are going to come into your office. If you have a really, really good receptionist who can answer any questions and knows how to book people in properly and manage the schedule well, typically 50% to 66% of leads will turn into new patients. Now, if you're in an office where it's less than 50%, I want you to start thinking about how you can convert more of your opportunities into new customers. So, with this being said, here's my magic formula. I work with top clinics who have a great receptionist and can convert leads into new patients. That's first and foremost. So I partner with the best clinics, and ultimately this is what this video is about. It's trying to find the best clinics for me. Next is I help you generate hyper-targeted traffic, both in the general and cosmetic, with general and cosmetic keywords to your website. And I build you a website that converts more than 30% of engaged customers. And then we use a Google AdWords strategy and for immediate results and SEO for long-term results. And then we leverage all of our patients by generating referrals and reviews. So why don't I show you the website quickly. What we're going to be doing is driving hyper-targeted traffic to this website. So these are people who are motivated to make a decision and they're near your office. If they're a general patient, they're going to be in very close proximity because that's an important buying criteria for people who are looking for a general dentist. And then if this is for a cosmetic dentist, the proximity is going to be a little bit farther away because we know that as the sale size gets bigger, people are willing to spend a little bit more time driving and traveling to get to the best option. So as you can see, this website is very visually appealing. It's fully customizable. We can change out your logo, your colors, your messaging, everything. But really important with the website is that we focus on why someone should choose you, not what we do. Like every dental website is going to say fillings. It's going to say emergency visits. That's the what. We need to focus on our messaging on why someone should pick us. So ultimately what we're looking for is the differentiation factors that make us different from our competitors. So whenever I make a website, I really focus on the messaging and the sequence in which we tell people things. We're also going to have a lot of these lead forms. So this is basically a way to capture people's information so that we can call them back. And then throughout the site, we're going to focus on what makes us different. Now I want to show you a couple things. One is just what we've done for cosmetic dentistry. One of the things we've done, in addition to first and foremost focusing on the why, using pictures that evoke emotion, using languaging and taglines that drive decision. This is all professionally written content. You're not going to see any content anywhere else on any other dental website that is written as well as this. Keep in mind, this is written for consumers, not for dentists. So we simplify things, try to be as untechnical as possible when it comes to languaging. We don't show any bloody pictures. We don't show any pictures with tools in them. We're always focused on getting people moving forward in the buying process, not backwards. Another thing we've done with this cosmetic template that we've built here is we've created the case study section. So what you can do is you can import cases, you can tell a customer's story, and that's going to really drive sales. We can have a testimonial. It's a socially shareable page. You can put a before and after. I always encourage you put faces, not just the teeth, especially up at the top, because that's what tells a story. You can see people's lives transformed. We want people, prospective customers, to read something about someone just like them, and we want you to show them how their lives can be changed by changing their smile. And then of course some just before and after case pictures if you'd like. This website will convert 35% of engaged traffic. It'll probably convert more than that, but I like to manage your expectations. So now that you can see the website is awesome, I want to quickly show you the keyword tool. As you can see, we have Charlotte up here in the city. I just picked a couple keywords here. This is Google's keyword tool. Here's a couple keywords just so you can get a little bit of an idea. So 2,400 people searching for dentist near me, 1,000 searching for Invisalign, 320 for implants, 110 for cosmetic dentist. You can see there's a ton of other keywords down here. I've done all of the keyword research. We can actually look at some of it here. There are a lot of good keywords, and we're estimating about $5 to $7.50 for general keywords, and about $7.50 to $12.50 for cosmetic keywords. So again, our strategy is to get you short-term business with Google AdWords, long-term business with SEO, short-term revenue with cosmetic dentist, lifetime revenue with general dentist. So we have a very blended strategy, which is going to take care of you both in the short term and in the long term. So up at the top here, you can see we have year 1 Q1. So that's the year 1 right there, and then year 2 Q1, that's year 2 right here. So just so you know, we've budgeted $5,000 for this campaign, so $5,000 a month. It's $1,000 a month for cosmetic AdWords, $1,000 a month for general AdWords, $1,000 a month for cosmetic SEO, $1,000 a month for general SEO, and then $1,000 a month is a management fee that goes to my business to help manage all of this stuff. So $3,000 is just $1,000 a month times 3 months. So Q1 has a $3,000 cosmetic budget. We're going to use the high end of the cost per click so that we focus on the worst case scenario, not the best case scenario. So we're saying it's going to cost us $12 for a click. And then if you just do the math, so $3,000 divided by $12.50 a click equals 240 clicks. We multiply that by 0.6 to get the number of engaged people on our website. We multiply that by 0.35 to get the number of people who get to the contact page, so that's the website conversion. And then we multiply that by 0.5 to calculate the number of leads. If you get 25 leads and your receptionist is able to convert at 50%, then you got 12.6 new patients. We can calculate the cost per lead, so that's just the number of leads we get, $3,000 divided by the number of leads we get, so that's your cost per lead. And then of course, if you acquire 12.6 new patients, that's going to result in an acquisition cost per new customer of $238. Is this good? Well, it's a pretty simple question. Would you spend $238 to get a new cosmetic patient through the door? Of course you would. We estimate on a low end that they're going to spend $3,000 in the next year. We both know it's going to be more than that. So again, in a worst case scenario, we're seeing $12.6 in the short term to one. If we take the average lifetime value of a new patient at $10,000, we're seeing a 42 to 1 return on investment. So we can take this formula all the way through for year 1 and year 2. You'll notice that the clicks in year 2 are more expensive. As more and more dentists enter the market, they're going to all be bidding for clicks. So while we can buy a cosmetic click for $12.50 right now, presumably next year it's going to go up to $15. The reason Charlotte is such a good city is because you guys have a high search volume with a relatively low cost per click. If we were to look at other markets like San Francisco or sometimes like Sunnyvale, which is kind of out near San Fran, sometimes a cosmetic click could be $40. I mean, just to put things in perspective, if we were to change this to $40, we went from getting a $42 return on investment to a $13. So as you can see, it's really important to buy clicks now. That's cosmetic Next we can do general. So again, $3,000 budget, $7.50 a click, 400 clicks. That's going to be kind of go through the same process. That's 42 leads. 50% conversion gets you 21 new patients. So you're going to get 21 new patients by spending $3,000. Multiply that all the way through, and you're going to be able to tell how many new patients we're getting. By the way, on the side here, this is the number of leads you're getting. So 184, 294. That's just all of the columns added up. Now, as far as SEO goes, I've been very, very conservative here, but for cosmetic, I'm just going to assume that we get no clicks in the first year. SEO does take a lot of time. Most of the folks we've targeted are already ranking for some SEO keywords, so presumably we'll be able to get you guys up to the top of Google much quicker. But just to make sure we under promise and over deliver, we've set no new patients for year one, so you're going to outlay a bunch of cash, but that's going to be there's going to be a lead time, so that's going to actually translate into new money many times over in year two. And then you can see as we start climbing up Google, we're going to get more clicks. So we've conservatively estimated 90 clicks. It's all based on how click dispersion and click share works. And so as you can see, this is the most important number here. By the end of year two or the middle of year two, you're going to start seeing quite a few additional cosmetic clicks, and that's going to translate into more cosmetic leads. So you can see how everything is done here, but here are the end results. You're going to get 50 new cosmetic patients, 100 new general patients in year one. You're going to get 90 new cosmetic patients in year two and 196 general patients. So this equals 436 new patients. If we take the short-term spend of a cosmetic patient at $3,000 and the short-term spend of a general patient at $1,500 and a lifetime spend of both at $10,000, we get $863,000 in short-term revenue, which equals a 7-to-1 return on investment, so $7 back for every $1 invested, and we get $4 million back over the course of a lifetime, which equals a lifetime ROI of $36. Now again, remember, these numbers are conservative numbers because I want to manage your expectations. I want to under-promise and over-deliver. However, when other marketing companies are calculating their ROI, they almost never calculate short-term ROI. They almost exclusively use lifetime ROI, and usually this number is closer to 2 to 5. So the reason my marketing plans work so well is because I get you back your money right away within a year of you spending it. So you can see you're getting new patients through the door in year one, and the reason you're getting patients through the door is because we're using AdWords. The reason you're making money is because we're attracting cosmetic patients. So it's a very, very important strategy. You'll see other marketing companies who don't really understand dental offices just getting all general clicks or doing only SEO. And the reality is, if you understand how dental businesses work, it's really important that we not only get our money back right away, but we also have a surplus of patients or an influx of patients steady over several years. Now, if you only focus on Google AdWords, that's not going to be a good strategy for you, because as you can see, the cost per click is going to keep going up. So why would we invest in a marketing strategy that's only going to get worse over time? We need to invest in a marketing strategy that's going to get better over time. So we blend AdWords with SEO, and we focus on both cosmetic and general, and that's going to be the best strategy for you. So you can see my formula. Quick point, why do I need to market? It's pretty simple. There are more and more dentists graduating from school than retiring. So you have a surplus of dentists practicing. And anytime we increase the supply of something, the demand goes down. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the son of two dentists. Last year I grew my parents' business by $800,000. This year they're at over $1 million to date. And this is just from online sales. Their budget is $60,000 a year. So the reason I've picked that budget for you, in addition to the keyword research, is because it's a number I also know works from experience. I have degrees in business, marketing, and communication. I used to manage my parents' dental office, so I actually have experience. I've picked up the phones, I've talked to patients, I know what they care about. I understand the operations of a dental practice probably better than any other marketing person in the world, simply because I've been around dentists my whole life. I'm the co-founder of a dental software company called Connect the Doc. We just had too many customers asking for web help, and I talked to a lot of dentists who are very frustrated at the marketing companies they use, so I decided to do something about it, and I started healthcare marketing. Between healthcare marketing and Connect the Doc, we've delivered over $100 million of ROI in the last 5 years. My minimum short-term ROI for people on a blended strategy, so on an AdWords and SEO strategy, is $4 to 1 after year 1, and we give our customers an average lifetime ROI of $46 to 1, and that number is actually higher for dentists. This number is brought down because I also work for plastic surgeons and chiropractors who have a smaller lifetime value, but my average dentist is going to be actually higher than $46 to 1. I also have an 88% retention rate. Here's a quick snippet of the referral report. You can see that this is from 2016, but my parents got 215 new patients in 2016 from online initiatives, and that generated $819,000, and that was from spending $60,000. We're going to make you an awesome website. It's going to be fully responsive. It's going to really be focused on conversions. All of the content is written by a professional content writer. That's why it's going to convert more. We've already built the Smile Gallery in the case study section. Everything is built on WordPress, which is an extremely powerful platform, and the website is going to be easy to optimize from an SEO perspective. To kind of summarize, 436 estimated new patients in the next 2 years. A good bunch of those are going to be cosmetic, so you're going to get your money back right away. A good chunk will be general, so you'll be taken care of for the long term. Let's jump into who this plan is for. So I work with the top clinics in the cities. Here, let me quickly show you this guy here. As you can see, we've been researching some of the bigger cities in America, and we have identified Charlotte as the best city. $7 to 13, 7 for general, 13 for cosmetic. High search volume in both categories. This is a gold mine, guys. You guys, I'm looking to sign up or partner up with 2 clinics on this program, hopefully far apart from one another, and whoever those 2 clinics are going to make a boatload of money. I expect it to be around $800,000 more in the next 2 years, as long as your receptionist can convert 50% of the leads I generate into new customers. So it's for clinics who generate more than $1 million in revenue each year. If you're smaller than that, this probably isn't the best program for you, because we're expecting you to outlay $5,000 a month in cash. Of course, that money will come back to you within the first year. This is for clinics who plan on being around for the next 5 years. I don't want, if you're going to retire, I don't want to partner with you. I want this to be a long-term partnership. I want to be your partner in growth for many years to come. You should focus on general and cosmetic dentistry, so if you're a specialty practice, this isn't for you. And if you have an awesome receptionist and an awesome clinic where you're generating a lot of patient referrals and you have fantastic care, generating reviews, really, really good stuff. Just a reminder of how the $5,000 is going to get allocated each month. We're going to invest $1,000 into general dental keywords on AdWords, $1,000 for cosmetic keywords on AdWords. That's pay-per-click. This is going to get you new patients right away. Then we're going to invest $1,000 for general SEO and $1,000 for cosmetic SEO. This is going to get you a ton of new patients, but it's going to start in year 2 to the end of year 2. So this has a bit of a lead time, but your acquisition cost per new customer is going to be significantly lower. And then there's a $1,000 monthly management fee, which is 20%, right? So that's not a bad management fee. And also, I really do feel like I am the most qualified person in the world when it comes to dental marketing. So your money is going to go a long way. I'm not going to let you waste your money. That's why I started this business in the first place, is because I was so frustrated at all of the other marketing companies. I will give you a 2-year guarantee. It's a one-year contract, but if you stick around for 2 years, I can do a few things. I'm going to guarantee you get at least 480 leads. That's very competitive with other marketing, so it's a little bit less than I predict, but that's still a very, very good number. We will work with no more than 2 dentists in Charlotte. preferably they are in different neighborhoods. You will rank on page 1 of Google for 50% of your high value keywords. So we can guarantee that. Our SEO team is unbelievable here. So we can guarantee that within 2 years you will get to page 1 for half of your keywords. So what are the next steps? Well, right now this is an interview process for me. So over the next week and a half or so, I will be setting up phone calls with businesses. And then after I've interviewed everyone, I'm going to be picking the 2 who want to participate that make the most sense for me, who I think will be the best fit. I just want to quickly show you that we have a couple of you guys on our radar. So we've picked what we think are the 30 best partners for us, and we're going to be reaching out to you. Now we think you're a good partner because you're either at the bottom of page 1 or you're on page 2 or 3 of Google for SEO for either general or cosmetic, which means that we're confident we can quickly get you to the top, which means that you're going to see even more results than we predicted. You can see we've also been taking a look at how many Google reviews you have, and some of y'all don't have very many at all, which is a huge opportunity. So we're going to be reaching out. Oh, we've also done a ranking report for each of you, each of the top 30. So if you're one of the top 30, check out your ranking report. If you're not one of the top 30, fill out the contact form and we'll run a ranking report for you. But ultimately, our goal is to help you. And so we want to see where you rank for various keywords and where there's opportunity. So even if you're ranking very high for great keywords, that's awesome. Well, one of the techniques we're going to use to help you grow is we're going to use that new website to convert more traffic. So if you're already getting a lot of website traffic and you're not getting a lot of new business, that's a great opportunity. Then that'll be very easy for us to help you. But ultimately, what we need to do is get on the phone. So, I hope you, first of all, thank you so much for investing 30 minutes of your life to watch this video. And if you are interested, I'd encourage you to set up a quick 15 or 20-minute phone call with me. I want to learn a little bit more about your business, a little bit more about your goals, and I want to see if you would be a good fit for us. So fill out the form or book an appointment directly online, and let's get on the phone and chat.